thank you for tuning into the dopest, freshest podcast out there. The Phil with Phil.
Hey, look, we be talking about everything they want to hear for real. CorporateLike, ENT, this the Phil with Phil podcast. 2023, we on y'all ass. About to turn the heat up a notch. Phil Roberts 12, the Phil with Phil. Find us on the Grammy and share the show. Get the Phil with Phil, Maine and Manny. Phil with Phil on Twitter, make corporate more like your family. Phil Roberts on Facebook, you got a page, go add them. CorporateLike.com, we streaming on all platforms. It's showtime. We'll be #1 in no time. It's the Phil with Phil, the Phil with Phil. It's the Phil with Phil, the Phil with Phil. Yeah.
Say goodbye. I'm just saying hello. Please don't. I just came back. Please. Wave runner, them my boys. Bitch say I'm the man. She choosing like there ain't no choice. Yeah, wave up in a Croy. Wave down to get rich. And move this weight like I'm on roids. Duffel full of Becky. Pocket full of stones. Bitches full of shit. Wave runner gave me a home. I was pushing drugs, but I was pulling hoes. Chopper full of scuds. I'm filled with hoes. Wave runners filled with plugs. It's nothing to fill your nose. Middle of July. It's a good chance it snows. Wave that boy cold. Wave runner chain froze. Pumping bass like bows. Them hoes looking like I'm goals. Wave runner. I'm back. So please don't say goodbye. Say hello. Yeah. It's Wave, the boy of the summer. Neighborhood ice cream man, paying the ice cream man for your kids' popsicles. Ooh, what a time!
I'm about to go on my rant.
What's going on, y'all? CorporateLike Entertainment, the Phil with Phil podcast.
What's going on, y'all? This Manny.
We got it's not even a special guest. It's family up here. We got Waverlee West in this bitch. What's going on, man?
What's going on, good sir? I'm back again.
No, he gonna keep coming back. Like, he can come back once a month. I don't give a fuck.
I'm ready, man.
Just real quick, I want to shout out Jermaine Evans, co-host of the Phil with Phil. A special project coming out with him November 10th, and I've seen him work hard with his artists. From All Profit Entertainment, Land of the Apes Volume 1, dropping November 10th. I'm going to say it one more time. Land of the Apes Volume 1, dropping November 10th. All Profit Entertainment. Jermaine Evans curated, did everything. I see him do the paperwork. He talked about the paperwork. He talked about a lot of shit with this project. He talked about it last year on the podcast. It's finally coming out, finally coming to reality. Please check that out when it drops. Pre-order it, share it. You can find it on both our stream. You can find it on both our pages. I think you can pre-download it, if I'm not mistaken. Land of the Apes Volume 1, All Profit Entertainment, November 10th. Once again, shout out Jermaine Evans. Nominated for Best Podcast Personality for the OEA Awards. I think it's number 37. No, 36. So go to the OEA website, go to number 36 for nominees, and he's under that. Click Jermaine Evans, do it every day. He deserves it. Vital part of the team. I just want to shout him out real quick. But and check out his artists, Fendio, Baby Dunk, and others. But yeah, fuck with them. All Profit Entertainment, CorporateLike Entertainment. So we about to get right into the show. This happened about 2 weeks ago. Funny Marco, Southside, G Herbo.
Yeah.
You know, Funny Marco's been an up and coming content creator, we can call it.
I think that's safe to say.
He took off pretty quick.
Yeah, I used to always watch the videos back, and I thought it was funny. He recently did a show with again Southside and G Herbo, and at first I thought it was a joke, but as I kept watching, I'm like, I think these niggas serious. You know, calling them bitch ass niggas, breaking his watch, and all types of disrespectful shit. And some say it was a skit, but then Southside, excuse me, edit. Then Southside made a video saying he don't fuck with bitch ass niggas, and I don't know, man. What's y'all thoughts on that shit? Cause I'm kind of confused on it.
I don't know. My thought about that was, you know, it's kind of his fault. Cause when you doing that, you should be researching people and do your full research and check on their personalities and how they are. And I was saying like a theory or my take on it is that, you know, some people, you know, when they from the hood, they act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, you know, it'd be ignorance and shit like that. Like, ignorance is glorified, you know, in the hood. Like, or you calling somebody a bitch.
I like that.
People,
I like that point.
People get caught. You know, that's how the language is. It's not right, but that's how it is. And disrespect to a degree in the hood be glorified, or it be like overlooked. So that's kind of like how I viewed it. And also, when you got hood dudes coming around people that they don't view as hood, then they'll treat them a certain type of way too.
Like back in the day, Gallagher type shit. Yeah.
So that's exactly where I got it from. Not sure if that's what it is, but just looking at it, that's what I seen from that situation.
I gotta agree with you. I really think that people should do their research, and regardless if you're from the hood or not, you in business.
Yeah.
You now you need to change your mind frame. You know, and that's why people like Jay-Z are so important to our culture, right? You know, Funny Marco or Bobby, the one that Drake did the one with.
The white chick, right?
The white chick.
Yeah.
You know, you go in, you know what content has made them catapult the way that they did. You know what you're getting into, right? You should.
Yeah.
So you go in there. It's Funny Marco gonna look you dead in your face, be like, so, you know, I heard you fucked a, ugly ass fat bitch last week. You know what he's gonna, you know what he's gonna do, right? So that's one part of it. The second part is I heard, there's a lot of rumblings about Southside acting tough with people he knows he can act tough with, and then he kind of like,
oh, Southside.
Yeah, that's what's been going around the internet. And I don't know.
It's also one thing real quick. Me watching the video a couple of times. He was acting a certain type of way before G Herbo got there.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder I've seen that too. Just being in environments, certain people put batteries in people's backs, or their energy changes when somebody else come in a room.
See that shit.
So his energy changed completely after G Herbo came in the room. Exactly. You want to take a look at it before he came in and then after he came in, because he was cool when they was sitting there by themselves, but when G Herbo came, he started being a little more animated,
a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more. Hey,
so,
let me go ahead and show my dick bigger type energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It definitely was like that. It was and to me that's weirdo behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
like,
weird.
It's weird as hell. Now on top of that, you know, Funny Marco. You look at Funny Marco, you could tell Funny Marco is not a street dude. So you know, for us, you know, Phil, you and I have had conversations about how life was for us when we was in the streets. And things like that, you know what I mean? And I don't recall a time where I would, you know, try to intimidate somebody who wasn't involved in what we were involved in. You know what I mean? You give them a somewhat of a pass. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even get mad about the whole, like, they snitch thing, because you're kind of like, well, they're civilians, you know what I mean? So, like, there's no polish. Like, he had no polish when he went on there. And then on top of that, you got the doo-doo stain on your pants.
Yeah, I see that in the comments. I'm like, damn, that shit is a little, for you to be so rich, and I'm like, nigga, you looking kind of
like a little dusty.
Yeah, dusty as fuck. Dusty. Typical hood nigga, been hustling for 4 days, ain't switch your pants. Like,
man, listen,
you too old for that.
Even when I was eating, you know, oatmeal 2 times a day and didn't change my clothes for 4 or 5 days, I ain't had no dookie stains in my drawers or in my pants.
Hey, fact.
You know what I mean? It was weirdo energy to me. I think, like, and I said, like we said before, when you're going into, especially any kind of content creation studio with a content creator, you know what you're getting into. I know what I'm getting into when I come here. I know I can come here, be free, talk freely, you know, and I know what I can get. I can't do that with other people. You know, you got to be a little bit more calculated when you go onto their shows. You know. So for him to get on there, and like you said, his demeanor did change once G Herbo came in there.
I've seen it a couple of times, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen that story before. You know, we being on 54th and 58th, and you know, everybody cool, one person cool, and then one person show up.
It's like, nigga, you was
acting up like a bitch.
What's up with you, nigga? You was cool, so I just go back. I just go home, like I don't like to argue with niggas. Like, I don't do that. I like to fight, so I just go about my business.
To me, that's like the epitome of some sucker shit.
It really is.
I ain't look at it from both. I didn't know that G Herbo came on later.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, because I watched it a couple of times. Okay. And he wasn't acting the way he was. He was acting totally. I'm talking about completely different.
See,
he was sitting there calm and cool. He was answering questions.
He was leaning back, had his hand up like this.
Then he started being all ignorant and shit when G Herbo came.
You guys think it could have been a skit? I'm just giving. I'm trying to play both sides.
In this climate, who knows?
How many views is the video up to now? So
I'm honestly not even sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's at now.
In today's climate of like the social media world, people do stuff for a bunch of clicks and stuff. Yeah. So it could be scripted. So me personally, I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked at all.
But I mean, who knows? So,
I personally, for clicks, I'm not gonna act like a straight up hoe for clicks. Like, I'm just not gonna do that. And to me, that's what I saw coming from Southside. Like, don't get me wrong, like, to your point, you know, how many times you see your boy, what up, bitch? You know, you talk shit. That's what we do.
I don't be fucking with that shit.
You know, we do it once in a while, and it's nothing serious. We know each other's hearts. You know what I mean? You know, we know it's just all fucking around with each other. But at the same token, I know who I can do that with, who I can't do that with, and I know who I'll allow to be like that with me, and who else I'll smack the fuck out of. You know what I mean? For talking to me that way. So, I mean, to your point, I think it may have been a mix of both. I personally don't think it was a skit, though. I think we just saw a sucker attack. I think that's what we saw.
I can see that, too.
The youth is lost, man. That's their heroes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's sad because I'm like, Marco, like, he kept his composure, but you can kind of tell he's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
he got real hood niggas in there, but this, and then to his defense, it's like, y'all ain't got to be that ignorant, though, man.
Is it really, really, really hood, though? Like, think about that for a minute. Because, like, I mean, if you got to go out of your way to prove that you're hood, are you really hood?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, like, most of us, like, me personally, I didn't grow up in the hood. You know what I mean? My family was a middle-class family. I chose the path I chose on my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I found myself plenty of times down in the hood. I didn't really want to be there.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to be there now. I don't want my kids there. So why are you, like, you know, going out of your way to glorify the shit, you know, or not, you know, it's just, It's a young. I think it's more so instead of being like the hood mentality. I think it's more so a young mentality. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I don't know if it was me, it wouldn't want to left fast. And I'm trying to think like, would I have shown grace to them? Would I have been turned the other cheek? But I know me personally, so it's like, what would I have done? I say what I would do. I'm gonna be fully transparent.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I'm trying to change, so it's like, do I allow this to happen? But you calling me bitch ass nigga several times, and you're touching on me. That's a problem for me.
That's a problem. I would say the way, I mean, again, it's easy to say how we would handle it if we were in that situation, knowing that we're not, right?
Yeah.
I would look at it more like now, being older, it's, it's just not worth the troubles and damaging my business and my image and what I'm trying to do with my business. It's just now you've shown me you can't be a part of my business.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way I would look at it. And then I'd probably just send some of my younger dudes after and whoop their ass real quick.
Nah, that's real.
Go handle them.
That's real.
Go eat.
That's real.
That's just I'm too old to be sitting here trying to fight now. I got 30 seconds to hit you on a button before I'm grabbing my gun.
Yeah. That's real. Everyone's grabbing their gun now anyway though.
But I
don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying I got 30 seconds to hit you on a button. I'm out of breath. My knees are like Derrick Rose. I can't do that
real.
shit.
Nah,
I ain't trying to suplex you. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's real. But shit, we're gonna move on from that topic, man. I just want to touch on that real quick because I was just kind of baffled. Like, damn, I kind of feel sorry for the nigga. To be honest with you, like shit, like do that with some real, you know what I'm saying? Not saying he ain't a real, but do that with some real men. You know what I'm saying? But
it was a clout situation in my opinion. Yeah, it's just clout. Yeah. Clout's like the new drug. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so true. Deion Sanders, man. He started off really hot with Colorado. He's the coach of Colorado. Y'all don't know.
I love it.
He's what? They 4-3 now.
4-3.
They did go what 3-0 or 2-0?
They were 3-0.
3-0, and they kind of have a little
one out of the last 4.
Yeah, people are saying they're too flashy. His son too flashy. They're bringing a different culture over there. Do you think that culture is healthy or unhealthy?
Personally,
it depends on the circumstances.
Yeah, I think that's
Deion
for college football.
College football. Deion was doing that shit back in Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, Deion had a deal with the Yankees when he was playing for the Seminoles.
Yeah,
he had a Ferrari. He had his own house in Florida, and he didn't stay in the dorms or nothing. And so Deion been doing that. Them his kids. They're not, and Deion never harmed. Like Deion has a clean record.
He does.
He hasn't harmed anybody. He's never did drug. He never drank or do drugs. He never harmed anybody. He's just a flamboyant person that doesn't cause trouble. So it's like, what could you really say about that?
I think if you look at college football as a whole, right?
Yeah.
You look at all the big schools. The ones that Colorado's going to be a threat to now, right? You got Alabama, you got, of course, Ohio State, Michigan, all the big schools. It's been ran a certain way for so long, right? Mm-hmm. College football is very bland.
Times changed a couple years ago. After that deal got that they can get percentages of their jerseys. And
I understand.
So that you about to start seeing kids not even probably go to the NFL like after their 3rd year and stuff.
Yeah.
You got Caleb Williams talking about why go to the NFL and I can just make money here. He got one more year eligibility. That's fast because he got Wendy's commercials and all types of shit.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff.
Did you see the amount of money that some of them making? Like Shedeur Sanders is the top paid guy in college. He's making almost $5 million.
Bronny,
who
hasn't even touched the basketball on the court yet, is making like $4 or $5 million.
Yeah. What?
For sure.
He's making from the endorsements and shit.
Yeah, I just bought a bag of Grippos the other day with Marvin Harrison Jr. on them. You know what I mean? Like, this is big.
And I love that because these schools is making billions of dollars off the athletes.
Ridiculous amount of money.
When you put it that way.
So how could you really get mad at it?
I think the point I'm trying to make though is that it's been like, think about like what's one of the most exciting college football games you ever seen. Remember USC against Texas in the national championship,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
Did
like
you
Ohio
see?
State,
Imagine
Michigan.
if Colorado was in that, right?
Yeah.
Man, Shedeur putting up the wrist. You know what I mean? That stuff, that type of shit wasn't happening back then.
That's true.
I think what he's bringing, it's cool. Like, remember what Wallow said about being humble?
Yeah.
Where he said, "Why should I be humble to make yourself feel better about yourself?"
Yeah.
Why, right?
And that's the code Deion Sanders always lived by.
And I love
And his kids is living like that.
What Coach Prime is doing for college football for me, and what he's doing. Not only that, he's opening doors right now for a lot of people. I mean, you really think about it. You know, for kids that maybe couldn't get into Alabama because Nick Saban, you know, has the top whatever recruiting class every single year.
Like he's stealing people's recruits.
Exactly. So now Deion Sanders opens up a whole other place where now kids can go play football.
That feel comfortable, can be themselves.
I think it's where he's doing it at as well because Colorado is a white,
very
bolder Colorado.
But it's very liberal though. It's very, very liberal, so it's a different kind of white. You know what I mean? When you're liberal, you think about it.
I mean, it's definitely a difference between liberals and.
He's not at Montana, right?
Okay.
He's not at Montana, so it's a little different. But
I agree with that. It's a difference.
How many times as kids you try to do the Dirty Bird dance? Or you got an interception in the middle of the street with a Nerf ball and you're kicking your legs up and down, like when you run into because you got yourself. I
always said he was a top 5 NFL player of all time.
Oh, without question.
Yeah, so.
And his cultural impact is probably bigger than really any other NFL player.
And also, like,
that's a good point,
for anybody to be saying anything about him, they haters because do you know how many games Colorado won last year? They won one game.
1-0.
They already. They already surpassed that already.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that's a good point.
Oh, he's a disappointment. No,
How?
he's got y'all in
bowl.
He got y'all in bowl eligibility in 7 games, and y'all won 1 game.
What's the recruiting class looking like for him next year too?
Oh.
I know it's looking a lot better than it was this year. You know what I mean? So next
definitely.
year, we're having a different conversation next year.
In college, they got a transfer portal now.
Yeah.
Where you don't have to sit out now. You can just leave.
Yeah.
He had like 60-something kids leave like last year to come there.
It's fucking nuts, man.
So,
His impact, and particularly, you know, you can't take away his impact he's gonna have on young black college football players as well. And they, you know. You and I have had these talks since I released No Such Thing as White Jesus in 2020. Right?
Yeah, fact.
Some of these things are going to be so important.
And that's one more other thing as well. I think that has something to do with it as well.
Without question.
They like society for some reason they get like mad when a dad is, you know, in his household. You don't hear of him being a criminal. Mm-hmm. He's not doing anything. All he doing is uplifting his children to make them be better at something, and they're not committing a crime. So
I think that's what we're so used to, you know, African Americans committing crime, the highest crime rate and all that.
The dads is
that too. The dads, and it's like this is out the norm. This dad is helping his son, helping his program, helping these black kids. And I think these old white schools, Penn State, Iowa, they're like looking like, what the fuck is this? This is not how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be this way, you know, this one way. But things are happening. We in new times, and you know, minorities are flourishing, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Just like you said about, you know, Shedeur flashing, you know, the watch and shit. I've never cared about people being flashy. I feel like people that be uncomfortable and insecure with themselves in life, they don't like shit like that.
Fear.
Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm okay. I see you with the rollie on and all. Like, I love it. I'm not gonna sit there and hate on it. I feel like people that be hating, they're insecure, mad. Because they don't have it, or they don't have it, or they don't got the nuts.
Or they want to be that way.
No, they don't have the nuts to be that way.
Yeah.
That's what from my experience, a lot of people no confidence and shit like that. They be mad at people that exude that kind of confidence and
I
shit
agree.
like that. So
I agree.
I've known people like that personally. So.
I know a lot of people like that. I almost came here
Oh,
today
I'm
with
mad.
some chains on.
They be-
I feel you, I feel you.
Chains on, no
Yeah,
shirt.
they
Nigga, listen, no, I
They be
feel
mad.
you.
They be mad. Like, how is this guy so confident to walk around like or do this? Like,
Because I'm great.
Yeah,
That's why. Because I'm great.
It's just a bunch of insecure shit.
That's sad,
I don't care
man.
about that. That shit ain't.
I heard so much backlash. I'm like, we gotta touch on this for a little bit, get everyone's opinion.
People,
It's
I
too
mean,
much.
but the
Too much backlash.
Like the public always hated Deion Sanders.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Deion
Flashing with the chains, the
Yeah.
Ferraris.
But Deion was
He had the right to prove it, though.
He a winner.
He was
He a
good.
winner
That
in life
good.
though.
Yeah.
So it's like all them people doing that. It kind of remind me of Floyd Mayweather. Like, you know how flashy, fly,
Yeah.
flamboyant he is. Floyd Mayweather is a winner in life. Like,
You haven't heard not one bad thing. I mean, all he does is get his money.
Yeah.
Maybe show it off a little bit, but
Yeah.
listen to the messages Deion Sanders is
Yeah.
giving, not only to his students.
he is
But
a
to
prime
everybody.
example.
Yeah, that's right.
And no pun intended when I say
Yeah.
prime, because you know his nickname prime. But
Very good.
no, I mean
Bars.
he the
Bars.
prime example of like being a role model
Yes.
as far
Yeah.
as in that lane, like wanting to be an athlete. He's been a clean athlete his whole
His
life.
whole life. I mean,
He's never gotten in trouble.
his biggest thing is he didn't tackle, but he did though.
I thought he was
But
a
he
decent
did.
tackle. He wasn't the best.
He wasn't the best, but
I
he
mean,
did
he
well.
tackled. He did what he
well.
was
I
supposed
mean,
to do.
the thing about him, he was honest. He would say he wasn't the greatest tackler in the
Yeah.
world.
But how many quarterbacks really wanted to throw his way?
Exactly.
I mean, it wasn't great corner. It wasn't a lot of great cornerback tacklers. So it's like
All right, Wilson, I thought
they
so.
was. I mean, Rod
He switched positions, yeah.
played like he could play every position
Yeah.
in the back.
I mean, he was more of natural safety, anyways. Like mentally,
Yeah,
you know,
mentally,
yeah,
he
definitely,
was.
yeah.
He was just
It's a different mentality. You don't know cornerbacks that's just cracking people.
right.
That's true.
So
You
it's
don't
like,
see
come
that
on,
at
they
all.
don't want to get hit for real.
But it also too, they're on the island all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all that energy you got to spend on that, and then you got to be small and versatile, and you know
But
most scorers
Deion,
what
man,
5'9", 5'10",
Yeah.
180, 60.
Deion is a great role model, man. Like
Yeah, I definitely
he
agree.
don't his delivery is not the best, but he an honest person.
Is it?
Nah, his delivery can come off of kind of, but I understand it.
I
because
understand it as well.
I don't take shit personal when
I think
people
if you
say
feel-
stuff,
if you
but
can-
I can see how somebody would take it personal because he is very sure of himself, and he's gonna let it be known how he feel. Like if you ever seen some of his when he talking to you, you would be cracking up.
Yeah.
He very direct, concise, and he's gonna tell you how he feels.
If you wake up every day, you look in the mirror and say, "I love you, self. Let me hug you, self."
He loved-
right.
Yeah.
You're not gonna take what he's saying personally. You're just not. Like
Yeah.
I look at him like, all right, be
Nah,
great.
that dude
Be
love
great.
that dude
Yeah,
love
yeah.
himself. He love himself. You could
Ain't nothing wrong with that either.
You could tell when somebody be like, this person is fully like comfortable in their
Really
they're like
comfortable.
100% comfortable in their own skin,
Yeah.
and he rub people the wrong way. That's not like that.
Yes.
That's just really
I
what
agree.
it is.
I agree with that 100%. And that we see that every single day. I mean, we see it all the time from the local levels of entertainment all the way up. So we're gonna touch on that in a little bit too.
Oh, absolutely. Shit. And on that note, we about to go on commercial break. When we get back, we're going to get right into this interview of his new album, Boys of the Summer. CorporateLike Entertainment, the Feel podcast, y'all.
Yeah! Wave runner season. Ha! It's way, bitch. Y'all talk about shit y'all don't often do. Yeah, after double taps and all the views. I'ma run up the bag, I'm just walking through. We gon' run the town, we just jogging through. Y'all without a jogging suit, I lost my shoes. Y'all can learn it too, it's easy, I can walk you through. Get up on your shit, you can talk it too. Watch how the bosses move 2 times more cautious than the bosses do. I stay flawless, do all this, the signs of the cross across the crew. Dig a hole, you'll get tossed into it. No embalming fluid, flowers are calming music. We was in the pandemic, we was balling through it. 2 recessions, we was shot calling through it. Perhaps that's my Sean Carter fluids. We was on thin ice, y'all was falling through it. I was like a Boston Bruin. Grab the dime by the neck, put you all into it. Y'all only like us through your tweets. Pretending to be us on the beat. We gon' turn up before we turn the cheek. I'm still high off the fumes as we speak. It's like the beepers still beep. We grew up, but we got it for cheap. I assure I've matured since I heard smoking but a word, but I ain't heard shit. Now mince words get served, this verb shit. I was handling the bird that's going down like bird shit. Bird watchers turn to wordsmiths. Text split, Nike checks on Nike text, they ain't been heard since. Mum's the word from you and your bird. Bitch, you sell her soap for Birkin bags and Bottega purses. Ain't enough prayers inside the churches, but pennies in the wishing well to make a purchase. But I wish you well, in fact give them hell. I know you wanna turn up but can't turn shit. Baby turns heel, all she wants is lava heels, but she called the shit land and keep searching for the deals. Window shopping Neiman's got her all in the fields. Bet she turned booster if she can't find the steals. Spent Gucci clutches on chemical peels. My automobile wheels flush with Shaquille. Y'all only like us through your tweets. Pretending to be us through the beats. We gon' turn up before we turn a cheek. I'm still high off the fumes as we speak. It's like the beepers still beep. We grew up, but we got it for cheap.
Alright, Joey, back from commercial break. Want to just get right into it. We got family up here once again. I'm going to keep saying that shit because I don't give a fuck what y'all think. Waverlee West dropped Boys of the Summer. Personally, my favorite album from him. Personally. So what was the process of this album? Because to me, you're back rapping. You're doing this is it. Even the production is top notch. You know what I'm saying? And that takes a lot to say out of me, because if I don't like something, I'm going to tell you. You know, I'm just going to be honest with you. But this shit, this shit is like, I got a lot of quotes in here. But go ahead, I'll let you go. Go ahead. What was the process? How, you know?
So the process was, I was high.
Okay.
You know, I smoked some jet fuel. Like, this shit was great. I made the beat for Sosa Kill Tony Part 2. Okay. And I'm like, oh my God, this beat is ridiculous. Yeah. And I had an Al Bundy moment. That's all it was. 4 days of making beats and just rapping over them and creating. It was literally 4 days where I made the beats. Most of the songs weren't even written. I just kind of went in there, and not necessarily freestyle, but you know, just kind of like wrote on the spot, kind of without using the paper. And then I mixed it and mastered it within like a day and a half, and I said, all right, I had my Al Bundy moment. I scored 4 touchdowns at Polk Eye. It is my least favorite album. I hate this album.
Why? Wait, why you hate it, man?
I'll be honest. Don't get me wrong. So listen, I know I'm spitting my ass off. I know some of the lines on there. There's some lines.
I'm going to remind you too, but go ahead.
Look, I know you've quoted me a few times. Renzo is he's quoted me a few times, and I love the quotables. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I love being quoted. There's some shit on there I said, I'm like, golly, I said that? Oh man, it's crazy. But I took a step backwards. Man. I was trying to maintain my youth. I
can hear that in that.
I went back.
I can see that.
I went back. I had a moment where, my life now is business, family, lots of damn kids that are bad.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You know what I mean? My life is, I know what to expect tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. So I got sick of the monotony for a moment, and instead of, hey man, let me step on an ounce real quick and get back to it. You know what I mean? It was like, let me create something. You know what I mean? I miss those days sometimes. You and I talked about this. We touched on this.
Yeah, Boys of the Summer. Now it's clicking for me. Sometimes I need a light bulb moment. Kind of like, why do you name this album Boys of the Summer? Duh.
I'll tell you right now. So Boys of Summer, because there's no the in it, it's Boys of Summer, was season 4, episode 1 of The Wire.
Season 4.
Episode 1 of The Wire. So if you remember that episode, that's when Weebay's son was in school. He had the long hair. Mm-hmm. And that's when they went to school. And
flashy looking guy, kind of
young kid with the
jersey on.
Jerseys,
okay, yeah.
So, and that episode was the beginning of. So what happens with the kids now? You know what I mean? What we saw in The Wire what happened with the streets, police force. We saw how it affected the shipyards, and we saw all this. Well, how's it affecting the kids now? You know what I mean? So it was me reverting back to going back when I was a kid. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm not a kid now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't even close to being a kid no more. You know what I mean? I got gray in my beard. I'm old as a motherfucker.
No, I'm with
you. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
see how I'm looking, nigga. That's why I ain't on camera right now.
So I went to that. When I created the album, it was a space for me to navigate back to a time that I missed. You know what I mean? However, in doing that, I feel like I'm taking a step backwards as a man. Because as a man, I'm gonna cut you off real quick.
Go ahead,
talk shit.
So, but it's okay to revisit that youth, though, right? I mean, and you revisiting that youth of yourself, you made a great album. That album don't have to reflect what you're doing currently, if that makes sense.
Well, I get the entertainment aspect of it. No, don't get me wrong. I get the entertainment aspect of it, but at the same token, is it truly authentic anymore? That's the question.
That's your life, though.
But that's my life 15, 20 years ago.
But that's still your reality back then.
Then, though. That's not who I am now, so it doesn't feel as authentic now.
Yeah, but you had that experience, though. So you can talk. You can, like, okay, Jay guy did on the stove. That's his, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but listen to how he worded it. Hope did. Lord, forgive me for what the stove did, right? Mm-hmm. So he's talking about it from a past tense.
Okay.
If you listen to Boys of Summer, I went back and listened to it plenty of times afterwards, because, like, the whole grew up on We Got It for Cheap. That is my joint. I don't care what nobody said. I love that joint.
Yeah.
But if you listen to it, I felt like I was back to listening to Grew Up When We Got It for Cheap, and it was 2005 or 6 at the time. It was like what? Yeah. No, it first one came out like 03, I think.
03, 04, and
around there.
Sandman. Yeah.
So I was back to that mode, and it's like if you listen to the album, it sounds very present day. Like I'm still there. I'm not, man. I'm not.
I disagree because I got a line for you. I disagree because you said I'm gonna say this again. 'Cause I said it on my Facebook. We was in a pandemic. We was balling through it. 2 recessions. We was shot calling through it. Perhaps that's my Sean Carter influence. We was on thin ice. Y'all was falling through it. That was what 2 years ago. The pandemic. That was right. That's my
point.
That's right there, though.
That's my point. So what I try to do, the best line was the next one where I said I was like a Boston Bruin.
Yeah.
Because that shit was hard. I don't care.
Yeah.
I try to make it relevant to where we at now. During the pandemic, I was balling through the pandemic.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I was. But I was also working healthcare.
That's okay though.
But my point being is, it's not it doesn't feel authentic to where I'm at now. So then another point that this is the most important point.
Anyway, we disagree, y'all. Come on,
no, because I know what the album. I do like how it sounds. It's great for entertainment purposes, but for me as the artist, it's not authentic to where I'm at now. For instance,
I disagree. I know it's your life. That's your story, though.
When I dropped the Grew Up When We Got It for Cheap video, right? Mm. My son wanted to watch it.
Okay.
My son's 5. You know, Nasir. He's 5. 5 already.
I'm stuck in time.
So he's 5.
Yeah, that time go by.
It goes by quick, man.
I remember nigga was 2. Well, go ahead.
Right. Well, yeah, for
Damn.
sure. So he's 5 now, and I'm listening to what I'm saying in the song, and I'm like, I don't want him listening to this and thinking this shit's cool. I don't want him to think that, okay, my daddy did this, so I'm going to do it too. And
point taken.
So my whole point is, like, I have a different responsibility now, I feel. You know, and I feel that that's what's getting me back to the whole Wave Runner way.
Do you, but when how old's your oldest?
15.
Do you share those stories, what you used to do? What?
That's the bad part. That my daughter is on the other end of it.
Okay.
Her mother, I have full custody of my daughter.
Okay.
Her mother's not involved because her mother was on the other end of the drug gang.
Got you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So here I am. She hears dad.
Okay.
Dad's over here glorifying.
Different dynamic.
Going back to, he's back at the Ramada Inn and, in his head. But my daughter is listening to it like, well, wait,
Trauma.
Dad. Like, wait, my mom's not here because of this, but you're making this sound cool.
Okay.
So now it's like I created it and I'm like, I hate this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this shit because at the end of the day, and not just my kids, but anybody's kids. I don't want anybody's kids to listen to my shit and be like, oh yeah, I want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is it safe to say though, you could explain to your daughter, hey, this is what I used to do, this is what happened, and move on from it? 'Cause I feel like that's an important story to tell your kids to know where you came from. That's just my personal,
without
you know
question.
what I'm saying? I think that's important.
I've had these conversations with my daughter. My daughter knows.
Okay.
You know what I mean? She knows. Let me introduce this aspect of it though. I've been the one constant in my daughter's life, her whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is she gonna want to say anything to me that's going to make me really feel a certain kind of way? Is she gonna be really truthful and honest with me on how this makes her feel? Or she doesn't want to disappoint Dad because I am the one constant in her life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So is this really bothering her even though she's telling me it's not? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's something I have to consider. Now, it doesn't mean I can't talk about certain kind of things. I just have to approach it differently.
I see. Okay. That's fair. I feel like that was a healthy discussion. That's fair. That makes sense. I can see now the dynamic is different. Okay.
Yeah, it's just I don't want kids thinking like, and it goes for any kid. I don't want kids to think that's the only option to get money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the only option.
You can always tie that into like introspective, like reflective type.
That's the route.
That's the way.
Yeah,
that's the route.
It's not like it's not like you still currently doing it. It's just something. I mean, shit. Pusha T.
Yeah.
Jay. He always reflect.
And you know
what used to and tell stories and shit. So
I want to create something where it's like, go off the conversation you and I had personally a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I miss it. I miss it. There's certain aspects that I miss.
I
Don't get me wrong.
I
mean, there's certain things I don't miss. Like I still once in a while wake up from certain nightmares. You know what I mean? And we don't talk about it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But there were certain things that I missed.
That
rush,
that style, the movement, just the way things was ran and how you operated. Like it was a time to be alive, man.
Life, man. In order to grow, you got to let go of some habits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's my point. Yeah. That's my point. I want to grow. I don't want to put myself in a box.
You got to let go of some habits in order to grow.
You know how many conversations I've had?
So.
I've had so many conversations with other artists that I adore. Get yourself out of the box. Why are you boxing yourself in? One thing that I adore about artists like Kanye, for instance, is his ability to step outside the box. Don't get me wrong. Some of the shit he does, like, bro, what?
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Yeezus should have sounded totally different than it did. But I see what he was trying to do.
Yeah. I felt like that with Donda. I see what he did with Donda, why he did it. I get
exactly.
It. People think, it's garbage. Well, I know why he did it. It may be garbage to you, but it was a purpose.
It was a purpose.
So I don't call it garbage.
It's outside the box, though. Yeah. And that's the thing is I want to get back to. But
would you, if you had the opportunity, would you not put this album out? Would you do it all over again?
I've never, I need to be real, I haven't even considered that part because what's done is done already. So, I think for the nostalgia effect,
okay,
where if I was able to make sure to ensure that it got into your hands, but not somebody a kid's hands down the street, I would do it that way.
Okay,
because like for the nostalgia effect and what that's the crazy part. Look, nobody knows this. I have a whole nother album that's done. That's ready to go.
I think it works.
No. Hear me.
You always got an album.
Hear me though. It knows job 4. It's done. I got a new version of Back to the Sniffers that's ridiculous. Like it's like a crazy album. It's not coming out. I might slide you a copy of it.
Okay, I appreciate it. I can take that. I ain't mad then.
If you want to leak it, go ahead. But it's like for me, like I now I'm on to something different. So like the idea that I have for my next one, which you and I are gonna touch on because I want to, you and I talk about curating a project together.
Yeah, absolutely,
so,
please.
But I would still put it out. I think because our culture is heavily based in nostalgia. I mean, it really is. The nostalgia always wins in our culture. Think about it. Think about when you what's one of the first songs that grabbed you as a
I was saving this for a show.
For me personally,
hold on, real quick. I was saving this for a show, but I do want to touch on it briefly. You said nostalgia is saving the culture. That's what you said, right?
No, like nostalgia has a very important place in the culture.
We done had segments on that.
Yeah.
Think about it. When I hear the blueprint now, I'm back in my little 4-door what the hell kind of Lumina that I was driving.
That all white joint.
That where I was going from strip club to strip club, dropping off powder. You know what I mean? Like it takes me back. So the nostalgia always has.
I got it. Okay, now I get it. Yeah,
actually,
okay, that makes sense.
So for nostalgia purposes, that album is. It's to me it's a sonically solid album that sounds great. I like how it sounds, but personally I hate it.
Okay.
But it serves a purpose.
That TLC line was crazy.
Hold on, what's with
Chili. Damn, I wrote it down. I was trying to text you last night when I was driving. I forgot. I'm like, fuck.
Get warm coochie and TLC from a chick who look like chili, but she don't want no scrubs, and I want a Millie. Yeah, like it was
the Millie. The TLC was older Millie. Like it shit was just the play with words was just nuts, man.
Yeah, that was a cool line right there. I ain't gonna lie, like that. I had some dope lines on there. That was actually I took that line from a song I did a while back that never got released. I'm like, I gotta make sure this shit gets heard. Yeah. You know what I mean? But all right, so let me ask you, favorite song on the whole album. Hit me.
I got two.
All right, go ahead.
You already know the first one, right?
Yeah,
we got it for cheap.
We got it for cheap. Yeah, that was
And Money Hoes Bling.
Money Hoes Bling. I was mad on that song.
Clearly. I think that's one of your best lyrically put together songs.
You want to know why? So you guys want a little bit of tea? There's somebody in the city who's been stealing shit from me. And yeah,
that line. I'm sorry, I have to cut you off because I'm like, this is crazy. Because the lyricism was top notch. The new Mr. T, a bunch of Jesus pieces in synchrony. Still looking for that missing piece. Jesus piece, missing piece.
Yeah.
The lyricism was superb on that for me.
Appreciate
I just
that.
like, and then Gonna Tell. I don't know. I treat everyone like Gonna Tell. That shit was hard.
Oh yeah,
that shit was crazy.
I don't know. I treat everybody like they Gonna Tell.
That's fire. That was fire.
That's the truth though. Like when you're in that, like that's the one thing. That also too on the flip side of what we were just talking about, when you're not living that lifestyle, and you're starting to conform to, I guess, new societal norms, you start feeling things that you never felt before, like, am I trusting this person now, type shit. You know what I mean?
So on the album, I know you talked about a couple of songs. What is your favorite record you recorded on it?
Sosa Kill Tony Part 2.
Okay.
The beat was just ridiculous, first of all. Like, that beat was menacing. That shit was like, when I made it, my head was just, knocking. But like I was saying before, I addressed somebody on that record because, like I said, there's somebody who's kind of, taking some material from me, and, it's just like, I don't mind people doing that because that, I'm flattered. But at the end of the day, if you're doing corny shit with it now, it's like, come on, man, So I addressed somebody on there. You know what I mean? Richie Carlisle, the whole Let 'Em Cook concert series. Like, bro, I dropped Let That Boy Cook 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Come on, man. Come on. Then on top of that, when we had the Parade Down Euclid joint, you was promoting the heavy on your verse, but you ain't promote the song. But you was promoting your verse like crazy. You was performing the shit, you know what I mean, over your vocals, pretty much without my permission.
Another light bulb moment. He was in that. Okay.
So like there's
Got it.
so like I know let me be clear. It ain't no beef for real. It's just like, bro, you ain't gotta move like that. And I'm a better lyricist than you.
Remember that concert we're supposed to be going to?
Yeah.
That's him. Okay.
Oh, so that's what.
The
That's why.
cuisine
That,
shit.
Yeah. Which hey, look, bro, get your money, do your thing. But like, look, at the end of the day, if you're gonna do a let them cook concert series, whatever, how come the guy who created Let That Boy Cook a couple years ago hasn't been invited on? Or you ever reached out in no way? Or even say, hey man, you know, I really like what you did there. I want to use a play on it. Is that cool with you? Like, there's no honor. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I said, you know, on the record, what would I say on that record? Where I say, why be a Richie and settle for something when I can become wealthy and have everything I wanted? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's small potatoes to me. It's not, I'm not worried about locally. So like I said, there's no beef, you know, at all. No beef whatsoever, but
We'll just say it.
like I had to address the corny behavior. Like, that's corny behavior.
It seemed like, I don't know, it's kind of just ironic that every time you come here and you know, you dropping a project, it's always some kind of negative energy towards you.
There's, you know what, and that's something I had.
Saying every single time you always,
on that
you know, say something about.
Is it me? For real? Is it me? Like, that's the question I'm asking for real. Do I have something to do this I don't know about?
I think it's
hold me accountable, man to man. You know what I mean?
It's about. I think it's what we was just talking about in that Deion segment. You know what I'm saying? It's how you carry yourself. Some people they don't have the confidence to carry themselves like that, and they get mad at that.
Maybe it is
fucking
the
bravo, Manny.
Because it seemed
Spot
like
on, Manny. And I have nothing.
It seemed like
Spot on.
It seemed like a couple other times you've been having the same kind of issue.
People like
so
like I said,
it's obviously the way you carry yourself.
I'm about to get mad now because
You carry yourself and how you do things. People, you know, I think it's out of admiration. People be getting salty out of admiration.
But I'm cool with that part. It's just like, don't take my shit and make it corny.
waves don't bother nobody. Ain't no reason to be mad or hate on him. One of the most genuine people I met in my life. And he comes up here, no problem. I have to reschedule, no problem. Right. He gives me first album dibs all the time. Like, we done talked about doing business together.
Dope beats.
I might have dropped the ball on my end because I got a lot of other shit going on. But I had an artist. He gave me, if you don't mind me saying, and I edit if you want. He gave me 12 free beats. 12.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah,
12.
Beats and everything.
We just do the splits, and nothing transpired because of my artist. But he didn't have to. He didn't have to do that. He could have gave me one free beat. He gave me fucking 12.
Rock Dog just dropped his new album, you know, Raw Doggin' 2, and he had he didn't pay for those beats. We just did splits because I believe in him as an artist, and I do think I operate out of love. I've been saying that, maintaining that for 3-4 years now, that I'm operating out of love. So like in a situation where, you know, and I you know, like I said, I'm gonna put a name on it, you know, and I didn't have a conversation with him or reach out to him because at the end of the day, it's not that deep for me to have to do that, but our paths don't have to cross. You know what I'm saying? And if he decided to respond on a record, I'll fucking destroy you. I'll embarrass you. Bad. However, it doesn't even need to go there. Just go do your little corny shit over there and leave me the fuck alone. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like I said, I pull up these numbers one more time because we're going to do it on air. We're going to do it on air because it's going to go into our next conversation we're about to have, right? Total, let's look at these streams. Tell the people what you see at the end there, right? Yeah, total streams.
468,310.
All organic. All organic. 468,000. I'm at 500,000 streams.
8,310, y'all. I'm not
I'm not focused on Ohio or the people in it, man. Like, I'm just not. Like, right now I'm in talks to go on a little mini tour in Canada around the Edmonton area because that's where I have a really nice following right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, at the end of the day, I'm not worried about a Richie Carlisle, you know, biting an album that I hate too. I hated that album. I was fucking heartbroken when I created that album. You know what I'm saying?
You was.
I was heartbroken. You know what I mean?
That's the Alfredo joint?
Was Alfredo on it? No, Alfredo was on Waverlee 3.
Okay.
But Wave Runner 3, and that was another one. I went through, I got away from my way. So I think Boys of Summer was very, very intricate in me getting back to my ways and what I want to do, because I was influenced by life for a minute. You know what I mean? That's the thing, though. When you hear my music, it's going to be authentic every time. Like, I'm not going to cap on a record for you. I'm going to tell you, like, you listen to, like, my last album, It's Not Me, It's You. Man, you can hear the heartbreak on that joint, man. I listen to it now like, damn, I survived that shit, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've always given love that I've never received. We talk about that on Flowers, right?
Woo,
When we sample you on there. You know what I mean? Like I never received the love that I give. That's okay, though. Because, like, you see these numbers, I'm doing something right. We're at almost 500,000 streams with no machine behind you. Completely 100% independent. I own everything I do. You know what I mean? And truth be told, like, I even thought about hitting them with a cease and desist. Just to be like, bro, like, you stealing my shit now. Like, you stealing my shit. Like, be original, man. Like, you want to do the raps that you want to do where you're getting the Benny feature and the Conway feature from the producer it's non-exclusive. You know what I mean? Like, because to be truthful, I bought the Benny feature as well. I had it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? I want to just put it out there just for fun, not even on streaming. I would put it on SoundCloud to show, like, yeah, I could go toe-to-toe with Benny. And actually, I could sound better than him on his shit. You know what I mean? Because the lines I had on that shit, oh, man. You get Crazy and Razor Strap, I got them lasers aiming back like John Morant pacing back and forth like where the Pacers at. Like, I went nuts on that shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I was gonna, just flex my lyrical ability, but, like, don't pass it off as a whole feature. Like, you call Benny up personally and like, hey, Benny, I need a verse. You know what I'm saying?
Now everything's coming 360, because when I think that I was like, oh shit, okay.
Right.
It's coming, okay.
Oh no, I got the emails right here, bro.
Okay.
The emails, like, I'm not trying to, like,
No,
that's real behavior.
No, I get it. I see now, kind of like
closing the day. Right now, you get a Wu-Tang feature from Anno Domini or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You get a Wu-Tang feature right here. You know what I mean? They've been trying to give me, or you can get there's one that you can get the game. If I paid $5,000, I would have got pushed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, at the end of the day, if it's not exclusive, I really don't want it to profit off of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
It's just this, at some point, though, like, the leaders have to step up and be like, enough corny behavior. Like, let's stop the corny behavior, man. Let's stop it. Like,
you said stop the, you know what?
Just stop the corny behavior. You can, like, the whole idea about the necessary evils, and you gotta, you gotta politic with people just because you're trying to get, no, fuck that. You don't have to do that.
I'm gonna stop you right now. We're gonna go on commercial break, because I want to touch on that when we go to the OEA.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that too.
I want to touch on that. But one more question about the album before we go on commercial break. What is your favorite song?
Oh, definitely.
How you say the
definitely Sosa Kill Tony.
Sosa Kill Tony. And what was your favorite song?
Ooh.
I like hearing that. He said, ooh, like, he had to think about it. So you got multiple.
Yeah, I had like 2 or 3. Yeah. It was, yeah.
All the Plugs Is Dead was dope, too. At the end, All the Plugs Is Dead.
Yeah, the last song, the All the Plugs Is Dead. Money Hoes Bling. Cook 4.
Cook 4 was cool, too.
That last verse with the beat.
Yeah,
that shit was crazy.
I enjoyed the production though.
Yeah, oh my god!
Whenever he hit me up and be like, "Oh man, we got we got the homie coming through." I'm like, "Okay, the production. That's the first thing. Yeah, I'm always good on.
Okay,
I mean, from top to bottom, man, all your projects is solid as shit. So, I've never listened to a project that I didn't like. You continue to try to push your creativity. I know you said you wasn't like on that that same like mindset far as when I can hear that, but it fluctuates there as the tracks go on from being stuck in between of that that
got
prior
the whole
place
vibe of
or
the
that.
album.
Yeah,
That's
so,
ultimately, I think that's what ultimately you can take away from Boys of Summer. It's like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Main-
I mean, the
Are
intro,
You?
the first song, that's a nice dope ass song. You
Yeah,
know, to
that's like
start it
a
off with too.
Superstar.
So that just sound like
intro.
an introduction joint too. So I don't know. I mean,
Background in it,
overall,
crazy.
it's always a very good
appreciate
balance
that.
when your
Definitely
projects drop.
appreciate
So
that.
Yeah, I rate the album a 9. This is my favorite album from you. Remember we had the conversations before from the, it just.
Yeah. People love it. You know what the crazy thing is? People love the album. To be real with you, like, the album has this album alone has over 225,000 streams, which is pretty fire. You know what I mean? People love it, but it goes back to people love that ignorant shit.
Yeah.
so that ignorant shit you like.
Yeah, man, Jay, this is another reason why I will not tolerate any Hove slander. You know what I mean?
with you. No, I'm
Like,
yeah.
I won't,
I wish
because
Jermaine was up here.
I got my own
I know.
stuff with Jay.
yeah.
We've had this talk.
Yeah,
You
so
know what I mean?
it is what it
But
is.
Hove
I
is-
got my own little opinions, but
Hove just, you know what?
wait, this ain't a slander, Jay segment, so I'm gonna keep that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say
say
it.
that
So
at
I'm
all.
not gonna have a comment.
Shit, on that note, y'all, we be back when we come back to OEA, maintaining our youth, and NBA and NFL talk. CorporateLike Entertainment, the Field podcast, y'all.
Yeah, I try to use my mama's words. You ain't got nothing nice to say. Don't say
Right.
it. I'm not.
But see, that's why I was trying to be careful with how.
I'm still high off the fumes. 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 Yeah. A young man corrupted by high fashion and abundance. Running amongst drug dealers and their pundits. Surrounded by duck lips, the best Brazilian butt lifts Miami's ever made. It's everything I wanted. Bunches of future baby mamas can't be trusted. But seek love in form of Mason Margiela clutches. Feeling punished, getting Michael Kors from her munches. Wave runner functions look like Rock Nation brunches. Beloved, I can buy what you covet. Like, what's a budget? And think nothing of it. Cause I'm a Dublin on the oven. The cocaine is Colombian, the AK is a Russian. My appetite for destruction. Dinners and lunches resemble Rock Nation brunches. Big juice in my cup, I can never be a puppet. Oh, my record label set me out for the public. Fucking, I'm back to the oven. $1 for the crumb. What the fuck's 100? But 1,000 junior, I spend that on my Dutchess. Millie's appetizer, but a Billy looking scrumptious. Why be a Richie just to have something? But I could be wealthy, have everything I wanted. These wannabes that hate me, but the slimmies love me bunches. The smell of marijuana, Tuscan leather, blue they crushes. I'm still high off the fumes. Plus some dust off the moon. Got him like Cuba Gooding Jr. Air punch in the room. My car has no ceiling and they stuck in that room. I'm owned by big butted women I humped in Tulum. They'll be dumped in a few. Pause the hoe when I'm dreaming of jumping the broom. Cussing me out, that's what they accustomed to. Real beef with their friends cause I'm humping them too. Wave was made different. Live way different than minimum wage living. The minimum wage budget ain't given. With that being said, we don't fuck the same women. Remember Sosa killed Tony before you play with him. 10 chains still, I'm runaway slave with it. Diamonds from Africa, there's blood that came with it. But it's cool since my jeweler red diamond Dallas Page with it. I'm still high off the fumes. I'm still high off the fumes. I'm still high off the fumes. I'm still high off the fumes.
I'll come on anytime y'all want.
Oh,
man.
nigga, if you want to come on every week, nigga, whenever you want to come on,
to me.
just come on. We back from commercial break. We talk, but whenever you want to come on, bro, I don't listen. Just send a text.
Man, I'm sliding through, yo.
I ain't gonna never say no. You always come through. You family.
Hey, look who liked my photo though.
This nigga. I mean, this.
Hey, listen.
I'll tell you when you said that, I'm like, it's all full circle now.
Well, like
I'm actually on off record because we on air now.
No, we can do
that makes sense.
Look, Richie Carlisle just like my photo, and you know it's like we were just talking about like how it's like he attaches on to what you're doing, and then tries to take all your resources. It's goofy behavior, man.
That is crazy
to
me, man.
It's all love though, man. It's all love, Richie Carlisle. It's all love, man. I wish you the best, man.
Me too. I'm just shocked. The light bulb went in my head.
It just is what it is, man.
Ohio Entertainment Awards.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna rant for a little bit.
Well,
I never really care for the awards, and then after a while, I'm like, you know what? I don't like to get nominated. I feel like I put in a lot of work. My team put in a lot of work. You know, editing, all promo, marketing, all types of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, views good for me to be quote unquote local. Done interview fucking Jay Skis from Drumwork, done Shedeur from Trust with Ransom and 38 Special. Like my resume pretty good. If you know who
Nims, right? What's
Merkham's from Arizona.
Yeah,
I mean, co-sign from Ice-T. Yeah, you did. Yeah, I'm like, who the fuck? Oh, but yeah, my resume it's pretty good. I done interview niggas from Texas, New Jersey, fucking New York. Where else? Philly. I think, you know, my resume's pretty good. And, you know, with the awards, I felt like this year I did nominate the podcast. And I did nominate myself, Manny, and Jermaine Evans. I shouldn't have said his last name. Whatever. It's on there. But Jermaine as a best personality. I put Jermaine first, you know.
Who got nominated, and congratulations to him.
Yes.
For sure.
Jermaine got nominated. Congratulations to him, right? And I kind of felt some kind of way because we didn't get nominated for a podcast. So this is my logic, and two things can be right. I get it. How could you nominate one of our people and then not get nominated for the podcast? That means you must be watching the podcast if you did nominate him, right? That's my thinking. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, and we all agree, we feel like we got snubbed for the best podcast. Now, if Jermaine wins best personality, which he should, no bias. I don't give a fuck what any of you niggas say. We have the best podcast. I don't give a fuck. I will argue to a blue in the face. The best content, the best everything. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't. I can argue that to a blue in the face. I'm gonna say yes. I said it again.
He said he's gonna die on this hill.
Like facts. Like we put in work. Like sure. Jermaine deserves that nomination. He deserves that win. And for us not to get nominated for the podcast, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's bullshit. It's politics. And just because I'm not coming in your meetings or your little event, shaking your hand, dick riding you and saying, oh, I love your album. I love what you're doing. If I don't like it, I don't like it. And let's not get it twisted. Anytime Wade come up here, no one's dick riding. If I don't like something, I'll tell them I didn't like how that sound, Wade. Or anybody.
Yes, by the way.
Like I'm telling, like it wasn't for me. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's not mad because he's a stand-up man. Now I'm not gonna name no artist. Very big artist. He moved out of town though. He had like 1 million views on this one song. Told me I didn't like the album. I thought it was a C+ album. And when I tell you, you know, you got the Beehive and the Barbs. Mm-hmm. When these niggas came for me on Facebook, I said, what the fuck is this? Yeah. I thought it was bots. I really did. I thought it was bots. I'm like, bro, I don't do this internet type thing. If you would like to give me a phone call or you want to come through, we can, whatever, it's fine. But I don't do that. That's not my realm. I don't want clickbait on any of that. And I say all that to say is I'm not dick riding none of you niggas in high positions. I'm not. I put enough fucking work in. I know what I'm doing. I'm not doing it. That simple. And Wave didn't get nominated for anything? Are you fucking... Nigga just said he had what? 460,000 views? 430,000 views? Streams? And he didn't get nominated for nothing?
I was about to say they...
Come on, man.
Obviously wasn't paying attention.
Come on, man.
Or they didn't want
Come on, man.
You know what?
That's bullshit,
let me chime in.
Go ahead. That's bullshit.
What I just heard from you is that you like slow and steady money and longevity money. You don't like the flash in the pan money. That's what I heard just now. So you got to look at it like this. You know, first of all, shout out to the OEAs because, you know, hey, look. Nah. Hear me out.
I was talking.
You know what? Because at the end of the day, I'm seeing people that found an avenue that works for them, and they're making money and profiting. So at the end of the day, that's fine. You're in your lane. You're doing your thing. Shout out Andrew Lloyd. You know what I mean? I never had a bad dealing with him, personally. I think I met him one time. It was just like, hey, what's good? You know, shook his hand, kept it moving. But I think for me personally, the way I look at it, I'm sitting at 500,000 streams, which, like I said, it's not a lot, but I did that without an OEA. So when I get a Grammy and I don't have an OEA, am I gonna cry about it?
Yeah,
no, I'm not, because I'm looking. You know, and it's no knock to anybody. It's shout out to all the nominees. I got people like my bro Lex Vegas, who got the Lex Vegas radio show over on Redline Radio, and he's on every Thursday night. You can tap in with him. He was nominated for Best Indie Show. He deserves it because he's put in the work.
Yeah, I've seen that name a few
You
times.
know, my guy Don Pissel, who bullied his way into a nomination because he's like, "You better vote for me."
Yeah,
you know
I think
what I mean?
that he kind of put the batter in my back.
But let me
Honestly.
tell you, like, he's somebody who he knows what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to sports.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, his sports pod is probably one of the, if not the best, one of the best. He's too knowledgeable when it comes to sports. So, you know, again, there's so many people that deserve it, and there's so many people that got nominated that didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? In my eyes, but they played a politician role, and that's fine. We know that this is part of the game. We know that politics is part of the game. People like us who, I would rather build a meaningful relationship that, you know, for instance, what's Billionaire Boys Club's biggest motto, right? Wealth is of the mind and the heart, not the pocket, right? So I'm at that point in my life where I'd rather come on here, talk my shit with y'all, and create content that is meaningful and that people can listen to, you know, and not just want to, you know, shake their ass to my song for 24 hours and then forget about it. You know what I mean? People are going to listen to Boys of Summer 10 years from now and be like, damn, you know what I mean? Because it has that lasting effect. Yeah. We're looking past Ohio. You know, I love my home. I love Cleveland. There's something about it that I'll always love. But I'm not limiting myself to just Ohio. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who got to do your thing, get your money. You know what I mean? It's all love. It's all love from here. And do I feel like I got snubbed? I mean, I have some pretty good producer credits this year. You know, Rock Dog and 2 by Rock Dog is one of the best albums to hit, you know, as far as content wise. Just means we got to work harder. You know what I mean? I would rather, you know, Boys of Summer was an amazing body of work, you know, for what it was. I mean, I released It's Not Me, It's You and Gold Teeth Smile this year as well.
Yeah, you did.
You know, which had a couple of joints on there that people really messed with. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, though, it's like, you know, maybe that's not my avenue. It's just not. You know what I mean? Like, do I want to like? I see a lot of people who got nominated acting like they just won the World Series. They just won they're holding up the Larry O'Brien trophy.
I told him I can give a flying fuck.
Yeah, he tells me, don't worry about that shit.
If that's your ceiling and that's your finish line, more power to you. I wish you well.
I think it just would have been nice to be nominated because as you said, the people I named, they not from Ohio. I named outside motherfuckers. Yeah. I always broke bread with outside people because I knew how.
Oh, the culture
Ohio is terrible. That's why I said, you know what? I'm cool. I don't need to be in a little event or show. They break bread with these outside niggas. I never pay for no interview ever, no feature. Never. And I named some decent big name artists. So I gotta pay you to get out? Nah, that
Look,
shit.
I made my mind up when I got back to it in 2020. I had released a new version of Cinematic in 2020. Then I went into No Such Thing as White Jesus. And then I was getting into Wave Runner 1 and Wave Runner 2. And when I got into that, I made a conscious decision that I don't put any marketing dollars in the Cleveland area especially. And I don't really put much in Ohio outside of certain areas because I know where my demographic is. So a lot of where I put my marketing dollars is outside of state lines, and it's even international because I know I'm not going to appeal to a lot of people here. I mean, you listen to the Cleveland rap scene now, a lot of people are just, they're biting off of Detroit sound.
Yes.
They've been biting off of Atlanta for how many years?
Yeah.
You know, it's everybody sounds the same. It's like a machine, you know what I mean? And I don't want to be a part of that. You know, I want to be an individual. So I don't spend any marketing dollars really here at all. So I'm not too upset about not being nominated because I didn't put the effort to try to be acknowledged in Ohio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think about it. When I used to perform in Cleveland all the time, from the Fantasy to the Symposium to
Mirage.
No, I've never been to Mirage. Never did that one. I think the Foundry.
Mirage used to be dope.
Grog Shop, Peabody's, all these places, right? And
Fantasy, you ever did
I did the Fantasy.
Yeah.
I did the Fantasy. The 9
probably
times
used to
out
be
of
cool.
10, I was performing in front of other rappers. They're not going to be my fan because everybody has the same mindset. Well, if he got views and he's going to take in views from me.
Yeah,
so everybody hates like it doesn't work that way.
It's all different. See, I hate that because it's a trillion different dynamics and perspective and shit.
Yeah.
So like everybody is gonna see something differently. So it's always gonna be an avenue for everybody.
That's true.
So
I
don't care what anybody else is doing.
That's my point. That is it, bro. You just
I just don't.
I
don't give a fuck about no award show.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
care about that shit.
Yeah.
Man, Phil, you tripping.
But I love it,
I'm
though.
tripping. Yeah.
He was
talking for
texting
4
about
minutes.
that shit. I'm like,
But I was talking
okay,
for 4
and?
minutes just now, and he summed it all up in one sentence.
Yeah,
Like that's just the way I feel. The same way. I have my own lane, and I'm not in that lane, so I don't consider myself like a lot of Cleveland artists.
This music shit, man. It's just so many different genres, dynamics, and it's billions of people gravitating to all types of different types of music. So it's like, and that money shit, it could come. Everybody can get money. So I never understood that.
Jermaine always made a good point about that because we want to do an episode on the culture. I want you to be a part of that
For sure.
He always said it's so easy to get money nowadays. And so yeah, you're right. And I just want to do a couple of shout outs real quick. I want to shout out Joe Vorel. He has a podcast called Square Table Degenerates. Very good. He has some good guests on there. He had Ricky Williams, the Texas running back from back in the day, on there. I want to shout out.
I want to smoke with him. Go ahead.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I want to shout out again Jermaine for best podcast. I want to shout out his artist Fendio. I forget what category he's in, and I want to shout out All Profit affiliate. And I could be wrong, but they are connected. Jermaine Evans and Ace, the manager. He's up for manager of the year, so I just want to shout them out and give them flowers. Yeah, he do. Oh, Don P too. He always share my shit. I share his shit. I appreciate that.
For sure.
Just want to give them shout outs real quick. We can move on from that and go about maintaining our youth, man.
Thank you. I was waiting.
I do want to touch on one thing before we move on, though. Like to the point of there's money to be made. Like this is not no way trying to flex on people or nothing like that. And it's not an invitation to get robbed because I will blow your wig off if I have to. But when I was doing my merch run in 2020 with No Such Thing as White Jesus, I brought in $25,000 just from that. You know what I mean? That was legal music money. It's the first time I was making money off my music. I learned how to do it. Finally learned publishing and points and all these different things. So there's plenty of money to be made. I'm not enough to walk away from full-time work yet, but I'm making enough money now where, if such and such doesn't support me over here because he raps and he lives in Cleveland too, it doesn't affect me at all. So love to everybody who decides to try to get into the game, But yeah, maintaining our youth. I got some shit about that one. Voice of Summer. Go listen to it. It's on all streaming platforms right now. Because my Al Bundy ass was up there trying to relive my youth. But it was it was fun though, and I think us men do it more often than anybody else.
Yeah, I agree.
Nah, women do that shit.
Well,
You think so too?
Well, we know women do that. Of course, women do it. But I'm saying, like, I think that men though. I think what we do, that was the chair. All right, just let everybody know. I wasn't Putin or nothing. All right. I think what we do, especially men that did, like us, we did some incredible things when we was young. We defied some odds, right?
Yeah,
and we definitely, as I know as I get older, and now I'm starting to do more, quote unquote, normal things. You know what I mean? Like, just saving up to buy a house. You know? I got approved for a new BMW the other day, and I'm thinking, like, I'm actually weighing the options. Is it a logical purchase for me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, back
in the day, I had that 88 box Chevy sitting on 22s. It was had the black metallic flake paint job. That boy was mean. That thing burned up on I-90, man. Oh. Well, my point is, like, we hold on to that and trying to maintain our youth. I know for me, I'm looking like, what's next for me? I wasted so much time on the wrong stuff. I've wasted half my life. You know what I mean? Death could be right. It could happen tomorrow. We hear about people my age just falling over and dying. I've already survived cancer once. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Now I'm really trying to maintain my youth a little bit. I gotta find a healthier way of doing it. But boys of summer. That'll tell you all you need to know.
No, that's real, man. Like, I think that's why I'm so stuck with the nostalgia back in the day. And, like, I got my comic books, my sports cards. I got a little retro 5 shoe. You know what I'm saying? I'm so stuck with, like, I guess living as a kid, being a kid now, because I was a kid, but I was doing grown shit. I was selling drugs. I was fucking doing ignorant shit growing up. I had to maintain a household. You know what I'm saying?
See, I always was in the middle of, like, selling drugs and shit, but I enjoyed my youth.
I did too. I enjoyed my youth, but I feel like I wasn't able to just be a kid. Grandma sick. Yeah. I had people coming to the house buying weed and dope, and it's just like, this is normal. Playing Call of Duty 2 all day.
Yeah, it wasn't under the greatest circumstances in the world. Yeah. But I definitely, and for what it was worth, I took my time out there and enjoyed my.
No, that's real. Like, I didn't know about no SAT, ACTs. Like, I got good grades that first quarter to be on the basketball team, or I wasn't going to no school dances or school field trips because or my daughter going to homecoming. She's in all these extracurricular activities. Like, damn, I was just in basketball. I was too busy being a fucking knucklehead.
But you know what?
It's crazy.
That was the only reason for, like, even trying to excel a little bit in school for sports. I didn't give a fuck about school.
I wouldn't have graduated if it wasn't for Mr. Domer over at Marshall. Remember Mr. Domer? He was there at Marshall for a year.
I was there for 1 year. I would have said I wouldn't have made it.
If it wasn't for Mr. Domer, it was crazy. Shout out Mr. Domer, who passed away a few years ago.
Damn, really?
Yeah, first of all, he had a big ass head and his last name was Domer, but then he ended up dying from brain cancer. So that's a really messed up situation.
Irony,
yeah, really messed up. Ironic as hell, right? That's definitely an Alanis Morissette song waiting to happen, right? But I was out on the corner before they had that wooden fence right there on the corner, and I was out there bullshitting, doing what I normally do. You know what I mean? In and out of Pizza Den. Remember Pizza Den?
Oh, you're going? Yeah. Oh my God!
I was out there. Fuck. And then I remember he walked out there because I had wrote a paper in English class, and I was always been a good writer, and what's the English teacher's name? Mr. Leary, I think. I might be wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but he gave the paper to Domer, and Domer came out, no coat, middle of winter, grabbed me by my Rockaware. This is how old I am, right? Yeah. Pulled me into the school. He came out with Cole and the twin security guard. I can't remember the twin's name, but all the girls loved him. And they pulled me into school, and he read the paper to me and said, "You're too fucking smart to be out there. I need you to graduate." And, like, for that time, my dad was gone at the time, so I'm thinking, like, oh, man, somebody who's a male and older actually believes in me. You know what I mean?
That's real.
And, I graduated because of him. But you know, going back to like my youth, my childhood was amazing. I grew up in the 90s, the best time era ever. We had the best shoes, we had the best clothes, best TV, we had the best everything, man, right?
Cartoons.
Everything. It was like the best time to live.
That was my favorite cartoon.
Oh yeah, without question, man. It was great times. And then, you know, so I had a great childhood, and it was probably the last time where I felt completely safe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that way anymore.
Yeah.
I question everybody's motive.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And even people that I probably shouldn't. You know, that's
fair.
It's not a safe place.
Sound familiar?
Yeah.
it's not a safe place, but you know what? I've kind of made a safe place because I've learned like expectations are premeditated disappointments, man. You can't expect yourself out of other people, and you know, you just take the punches and move on.
I'll tell Phil this
all the time.
Yeah.
It sounds like me having a conversation.
Hey, but that's the energy.
Look, man. You know, your life would be so at peace just moving accordingly, man.
That's
If
real.
you move accordingly, my goodness, man.
You
The stress
learn,
just be so
you,
lifted off you.
You learn.
I'll be stress free.
Bro, I'm learning. Like, I mean, you think about some of the things, especially, like, the biggest stress me right now is maintaining my youth. Realizing that my demise could be right around the corner now. You know, and just hoping that it waits till after your kids are grown. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God, yeah. That's one of my biggest fears.
I just filled out another life insurance policy yesterday through Lincoln Financial, and I'm sitting there like, bro, you know, like, this is crazy.
I got like 2 out, and the will already written.
I have a total of 4 now, but some of them are investments, so, you know what I mean? But, like, again, grown man talk, you know what I mean? So, like, trying to hold on to certain things that made us cool or what we thought was cool when we was younger. I can listen to the Blueprint right now and listen from song 1 through, there was 13 on that record, right?
14.
And then there was 15.
It's always one skippable track.
I don't think there was, well, maybe number 5. I can't say the words. I'm
sure is.
But I'm white. I can't say that one. But that one, I never liked Trackmasters. I'll just be honest. It's production.
A little overrated. I always thought Trackmasters was a little overrated, man.
They overrated. They're not overrated. It's just like it's like a poppy mainstream type of sound. It's better for like R&B.
I agree. Yeah.
That was dope. They was fire for R&B, but when the rappers get in the mix, it's a little shaky.
It was weird. I mean, but that's what my whole point is, like, you know, trying to hold on to those times because now life is real. Like, everything's real. Everything. The bills are still coming.
Absolutely.
You know, kids coming to you because they're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Life is real, so we try to hold on to the times where it may not have been so real for us. You know what I mean? Every day was like an adventure. You know?
That's real. It was.
Man, it was an adventure. I'm telling you now, some of the stories that I have that I just remember was like, bro, like I seen this stuff in movies.
Yeah, it's real.
And then people look at me now and they're like, well, wait, bro, this is all you do. You go handle your business. You come home. You know, like I let people don't know this about me. I left. I had a record deal in 2012. No lie, I had a record deal in 2012. Roy Williams, he was an AR over at Good Music. I was going to be signed in 2012, and I was faced with the decision: do I go ahead and sign the record deal, or do I knew I had to get custody of my daughter. You know what I mean? Life hit me, and one of the reasons why I did not take the record deal is because I literally fought through the juvenile courts for 3.5 years to get custody of my daughter. You know what I mean? I couldn't have done that on the road.
On the road, no, not at all.
I had a song.
Who's your magistrate? Hilo?
No. I only talked to the magistrate one time. That was the final visit because they kept continuing the case. The Guardian and Lightham kept coming out and saying, we're going to continue the case.
Male or female?
Female. But she would come out because mom stopped showing up. And then finally the magistrate called me and my mom was there with me. And he asked her, is he a good father? She started crying. All of a sudden, now I got the waterworks coming. Yeah. And he said, I'm going to grant you full. My head hit the table so damn hard because it was finally over. You know what I mean? But
it takes so long for fathers.
But I've been there. You know what I mean? Like 2012 was a great year. That's when I released my song Medusa Heads that took off. Like, I mean, it kept getting erased off of YouTube and Reverb Nation. Remember Reverb Nation?
Yeah, Reverb Nation. Damn.
It kept getting erased because the views kept going up. And they wanted me, like, I saw how they operate. They wanted me now to attach myself to something so they could profit off of what I was doing. So they was killing that song. Like there was at one point I had 225,000 views on YouTube, and then it got erased somehow. It just was gone. The video was gone. I had to re-upload and start all over. And the last version's up there now, and it's like, you know, I'm sitting at like 1,100 views or something. The song just got dead at that point.
Yeah,
you know
that
what
makes
I'm saying?
sense. Yeah.
So I don't know how we got to that point. That's, but you know, again, 10 years ago, what was that, 2012? That was 11 years ago, so that was my youth. So there you go. So
Yeah, there you go.
Full circle, right? Man.
Man, shit, on that note, man, that's the end of our show. You touched on a lot of different shit, man.
Man, it was a good talk,
yeah, it was a good
man.
show. Always is, man. Always is.
We always have a good time when I come down,
Definitely.
man. I really appreciate y'all as always. Y'all are very important, not only to what our culture is locally, but more so people globally are gonna feel it eventually one day. Y'all just keep doing what you're doing. I always tell people this when it comes to pods, like nobody is prepared as y'all are. I come in here, there's no surprises, professional, but yet you can just be yourself and talk your shit and get your shit off. And like that's something that a lot of people that they may not appreciate, but I do.
I appreciate
and that. If you're an artist or whatever you do, you know what I mean? If you want a good, like authentic relationship to build business-wise and even personally, you know, even more so business-wise, because you're trying to get your brand out there, reach out. As long as you do good business, they'll take good care of you.
Absolutely, man. And again, shout out Jermaine, man.
Big shout out.
Nominee, best podcast person on. That nigga's crazy. Love he's a part of the team. He fit this fits well. Jermaine fits with us, man. Like it's perfect. You know, them niggas, them two always arguing. I just sit back. I just be like, these niggas.
Hey, look, man, I still remember the J. Cole Kendrick argument.
Oh yeah, we did part 2. It's not up yet, but we did it already.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I was sitting there thinking like, wait a minute. And I only heard the one.
It's part 2. Yeah,
I was there for the one.
Yeah, you was there.
I was there. Yeah, man. That man. Listen, hey, J. Cole been on a feature run too.
Crazy.
Good feature run.
He done had
years.
Verse of the year the last
3
years for real.
You know what we should have talked about? How horrible that Drake album is, and the fact that I
did already.
But I know, I wanted to say my part where I had a fanboy.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I like
he got.
Don't think this is on me now.
No, not at all. Yeah. So people that don't know, real quick before we get on, you know, I know I'm rambling. But I posted that. I just thought the album was dookie sticks. It was a bad album. Like the guy.
You did say you said that.
Drake has the ability to be the biggest artist of all time. He has that ability.
Yeah.
He already is, but he's done it in mediocrity.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
He's done it in mediocrity.
Yeah,
he's given us mediocre records that, you know, when he can give us timeless classics, and he doesn't do it. So,
exactly.
But I mean, hey, look.
I don't think he can.
I don't think he can.
I think he can.
He's dropped all these projects and he still haven't.
But
it's not gonna happen.
Maybe he never realized his potential. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he'll never realize his potential. I see the potential. But this guy gets on the stats. He attacks me personally because I had an opinion about the Drake album. And I'm like, yo, bro, like, wow. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm looking like, what the fuck is this?
He went in on me about my music.
He think the album was fire.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, bro, like, then he made it personal. So
I had to be.
He definitely was. But like, if I ever make it to Africa, because that's where he's from,
okay,
I'm smacking the fuck out of him.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody gonna. For somebody to say that's fire,
they loved. I think he's called it a classic, didn't he?
I know he called a couple Drake albums classics. And in my opinion, Drake does not have one.
Not at all.
He does not have one classic. He has some.
What was his name?
songs.
Charles Wonder. What was his name?
So then he got his name from that Wayne Wonder guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? And he actually said that I got my name from Wayne Wonder. I was like, oh, okay. Well, you know, it's the Caribbean, like
the
African sound. You know, I get it. Okay,
I'll let you slide with that one.
But I'm sitting there like, oh man, I can't take this guy seriously. You all in Africa, and I don't do this internet shit. But if I ever make it to Africa for some reason, you know what I mean? Because
he was talking crazy.
He was talking reckless.
He was.
I hope he goes to shake my hand. I'm gonna Nipsey Hussle victory slap BT Awards his ass. So I'm gonna do. I'm
that's real.
Perfect form too. I'm fucking his ass up one good time. Just one slap though. I ain't gonna fight him for real.
Yeah, cause he was talking crazy. I said, damn, you ain't know this man from Campaign.
Man, all I did was give my opinion on the album. Like,
oh, you must not know music or some dumb shit. I said, oh shit.
Like, bro, I'm sitting there like we can't even. That's another thing. Like, we can pot all day, man. We're in a place in a society where everybody's opinions is facts, and if you don't have an opinion, now all of a sudden it's beef, and it's like, it's weird times. I'm gonna address some of that on my next album. So I just want to make that clear that I am redoing a song I have called "Dangerous Times" that we're gonna talk about.
That's fire.
Yeah. So.
All right, y'all. Listen, Land of the Apes, All Profit Entertainment, Volume 1 comes out November 10th. Land of the Apes, Volume 1, All Profit Entertainment, Jermaine Evans, the curated manager, oversee the paperwork, production, engineer. He did it all. Go get that November 10th. Pre-order that link, man. Shout out Jermaine Evans for best host on the podcast. And we out, man. CorporateLike Entertainment, the Field podcast. Also, shout out Waverlee West again, man. It's family up here, y'all. We out.
Y'all pass misinformation and misinformation while missing payments. I spent your yearly wages on miscellaneous. Hit human made, watch me go ignoramus. Life gave me lemons, watch I minute made it. Bought a wave runner chain so y'all can imitate it. Saw the wave run away and try to simulate it. Y'all wanna cook as well, I serve as inspiration. I'm not upset at all, in fact I'm vindicated. All these chains I adore and yet I'm liberated. Stand up guys don't sit, no matter the situation. Even when I move coke like the Reagan administration. Get the picture? Cause while I'm picture painting, y'all picture hanging. We in different places. Eating from my pot, acting like you didn't taste this. I'm eating 5-star dinner plates, living tasteless. Heaven's not a place, hell's not a destination. Though I'll bring it to your doorstep like Revelations. 100 green lasers with no registration. And kill that bootlegging shit with an exclamation. Yeah. Hey, wait, what we doing now? Hey, wait, brothers, jewelry out. Hey, wait, what we doing now? Hey, wait, brothers, jewelry out. All the plugs is dead. All the plugs is dead. All the plugs is dead. Yeah. All the plugs is dead. Imagine seeing sleeping with a bitch is an achievement. Imagine only being a thug when you tweet it. Imagine not believers retweet it for you delete it. Imagine the kids read it. Imagine agreeing that you like what you seeing. So much so that y'all do whatever to be it. Imagine doing whole ass shit and your kids see it. Well, I survived Cleveland, already survived cancer, but y'all some diseases. Y'all sick like high fevers, a few sneezes, few coughs, and a few wheezes. Just another flu season. Hey, wait, what we doing now? Wait, brothers, jewelry out. Hey, wait, what we doing now? Oh, wait, brother, jewelry out. All the plugs is dead. All the plugs is dead. All the plugs is dead. All the plugs is dead.
There is not a damn thing motherfuckers can do, bro.
Not a thing, man. It's that wave runner shit, man. I'm trying to tell you.
We ain't on no local shit. We on some global shit.
Nah. Me, I'm on some mogul shit.
That's another show in the books, folks. Thanks for tuning in to The Phil with Phil. Please follow us on all streaming platforms and on social media. On Facebook at Philip Roberts. On Instagram at PhilRoberts12, The Phil with Phil, and CorporateLike. And on Twitter at corporate_like and The Phil with Phil.